So it's December 19th, 2019, 10:19 p.m. and I've just left the theater of watching The Rise of Skywalker. Now, before I get started, I just want to ask Miss Kathleen Kennedy over at Lucasfilm, did you not learn your lesson from The Last Jedi? Like, that movie was so decisive, divisive of the fan base, and The Rise of Skywalker just sort of kind of made it worse. So worse, in fact, that I'm sitting in a theater and fucking no one is here. You mean to tell me this is the biggest Star Wars movie release of all time? That The Phantom Menace had a bigger turnout than this? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what's going on here. Before we get started, guys, I just want to point out that there will be spoilers for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. If you have not seen the movie yet, please click away from this video and go watch it. And then come back to this video, watch it, and then give me your take on what you thought about The Rise of Skywalker. I'm really curious. Alright? And as always, please like and subscribe for more content to this channel. Gonna trying to do more movie reviews and critiques, so if you want more, just let me know. Alright? So, The Rise of Skywalker is finally in theaters. It was not the best. And before you said, no, I did not give my money to this movie. My wife actually paid to go see this movie. And now she's asking for her fucking money back. I kid you not. Alright, so the movie is, I just gotta say that Kylo Ren, this whole series should have been about Kylo Ren. He is probably the most developed character from The Force Awakens until now, the best written. It should have been about his story, about him falling to the dark side and then rising back up into the light and redeeming himself. That's exactly what this movie should have been about, 100%. Instead, we get some protagonist female chick who we still don't know much about, who's the hero, and honestly, sitting through this whole entire movie, I felt no emotional connection to either Rey, Poe, or Finn, and why they brought back Rose Tico, I will never know, because she's just like there. Honestly, the person that I felt most connected with in this entire movie is fucking Charlie from Lost. Yes, the actor who played Charlie from fucking Lost is in this movie, and every time I saw his face on the screen, I got all nostalgic because, you know, I love Lost. Lost was a great show. It was fucking fantastic. Charlie, good seeing you, buddy. I love it. Now, going back to the movie, nothing in this movie felt like it was a Star Wars movie. Again, I felt no emotional connection to the people. I felt no sense of urgency to the plot. Honestly, it didn't even feel like I was watching a fucking Star Wars movie. It just felt like I was watching a movie. And like 15 minutes in, I'm like, okay, what's happening? And 45 minutes in, I'm literally yawning. Like, what's happening here? Like, The Last Jedi fucked up so much of this sequel trilogy that it felt like every single thing in this movie was just shoehorned in there to make some sense of what The Last Jedi just completely messed up. That's how I feel about the movie. It was nothing. I can't even explain it, guys. I can't. Just go see it. Let me know what you think, alright? So, we're going to go through the movie, and it's a real doozy. Let's take a walk. So the movie starts off with Kylo Ren on some planet just killing out people, and then he finds some type of, like, object, which I thought was, like, a holocron. And I'm like, oh, shit, they're actually using Star Wars lore. When's the last time you saw a holocron in a fucking Star Wars movie? Absolutely never, right? So he sees it, but apparently it is a map that leads to where, quote-unquote, Palpatine is hiding. And this is where we get Palpatine. And when you see Palpatine, I mean, this dude is like no threat at all. He has been the voice of everyone in Kylo Ren's head the entire time. And then you see like Snoke clones running around and hanging out in jars and shit. And he says, you have to kill the girl. You have to kill the scavenger. She is not what you think she is. And then the next scene is of Rey training with Leia. Yeah, somehow apparently Leia is a Jedi Master and is now has the authority to train Rey in the Jedi arts. In the Force. Train her in the Force, I guess. And I'm like, wait, what? When did this happen? which later on in the movie is explained. Apparently, Luke and Leia have some training sessions every once in a while, and now she's like super strong in the Force. Even made her own lightsaber, so that was pretty cool. But I mean, I felt that was kind of forced. So, anyways, you see Poe and Finn, they're delivering or trying to get some messages from a spy that's within the First Order, and they get attacked by TIE fighters, make it back to the planet where Rey and the whole Resistance is, and they leave again to go fucking find these little cubes because somehow, some way, through that little transmission, they found out that Palpatine is still alive and kicking. Yep, the dude that was thrown over a shaft fell into the void, blew up, and then somehow this Death Star blew up again. This motherfucker's still kicking. Okay, I get Leia, Mary Poppins her way through space and shit. I get all of that. But to blow up not once, but twice. Twice. And you're still running around? I just got one question for you. Why is no one else in the Star Wars universe a Sith if you can survive 2 fucking explosions? Like, honestly, dude, come on. Like, I would be all over that. Like, show me, dude. You skipped death twice? Twice? Yo, show me. Show me how to do this. Anyways, they get to this desert planet, and then that whole scene where they're like, oh, they fly? They fly. Or they fly now. And then the whole scene where Rey's jumping over Kylo Ren's ship and all that fun stuff. There was this one scene on that planet where they're like trying to stop a cruiser from escaping because apparently they captured Chewbacca, and Rey is reaching for it and she's stopping a whole fucking ship from leaving, and then Kylo Ren is like, no, I'm going to make it leave, and then there's like this whole like pull and power struggle, and then out of nowhere Rey shoots lightning, force lightning at the thing and blows it up, and I'm like, okay. We're about 45 minutes into this movie. You have some of my attention. I want to know why she's able to do the things, okay? So, skipping forward a little bit, I'm not going to go through every single piece of detail of this movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. I'm just blasting through it to give you guys an idea what you're in for, okay? Okay. Skipping forward, they make it to the Death Star in the indoor system, and she makes it inside despite being like, hey, you gotta wait till these waves calm down. But she's like, fuck it, I'm going anyway. So she goes into the thing, sees a little Sith version of herself. I guess it's kind of like equivalent of Luke on Dagobah fighting a Raider version of himself. Something like that. Honestly, Sith Rey is actually fucking hot than old Rey, so that's cool. And she finds the little device that's going to lead her to where Palpatine is hiding or whatever. And then Kylo Ren shows up, destroys the device. They have this epic lightsaber duel. For some reason, Finn is here. Like, why are you here? He's yelling Rey like he does every time. Rey! I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you here? You've seen this bitch take on Kylo Ren like 3 times already. She can do it. Let her do it, all right? It's fine. She knows what she's doing at this point. I don't know how she knows what she's doing, but apparently she knows what she's doing. Why are you on this part of the Death Star? Why are you even here? Why are you putting your life in mortal danger for this chick who has friend-zoned you the entire series? You, sir, are in the friend zone. There is no reason for you to go after this chick to try and win her affection because guess what? She's making out with her cousin at the end of this movie. Surprise! Anyways, the whole lightsaber duel kind of comes to a close. It's funny how it happens because Leia senses her son. So she's like, I have to go die. So she goes and dies. And Kylo Ren feels it, giving Rey an opening, take his lightsaber and stab him, and then Rey feels it, and she's like, oh god, no, Leia's dead, ah. And then the most peculiar of things happens. She uses the Force to heal Kylo Ren. Now, I'm not big on Star Wars Expanded Universe. This might be a thing, this might not, but according to Disney, it doesn't exist anyway, so I've never once seen a Jedi heal another person using the Force in their energy or whatever that is. And Rey did it earlier in the movie, healed a snake. It was a big fucking snake. I would not have gone anywhere near that thing. And did the same thing to the snake. So, I guess that's a thing. Yeah. Anyway, Rey takes Kylo Ren's ship, blasts off to that island in The Last Jedi, starts burning the ship, and she's like, ugh, I don't want this lightsaber anymore. And Luke catches it, Force Ghost, which I don't know if a Force Ghost can catch tangible objects, but he did, so he did. And he tells her, Rey, what are you doing? And I'm sitting in the chair like, yeah, what the fuck are you doing? What are any of us sitting in this theater doing right now? Because I have no fucking clue what this chick is supposed to be even doing. What are you supposed to be doing? I don't know. My wife doesn't know. This whole row of people who are looking at the movie just kind of confused don't even fucking know. I have no idea what's happening right now. I have no clue. But Luke comes back, he gives a little pep talk, pulls a little X-Wing out of the water, and says, go find Palpatine. And I'm like, why? That's like the opposite of what you want her to do right now. If Palpatine wants to kill her, you should be telling her to go in the opposite direction. But no, she's like, yeah, I'm going to put on your helmet too while I go fly to this fucking Sith planet and find Palpatine and end him. And Luke is like, okay, bye. See you later. Have fun. Meanwhile, Kylo Ren is still on the Death Star. He sees his dad, and his dad is like, son, I know you can do it. And they kind of pull back the scene from The Force Awakens, and he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Can you help me? And he's like, yes, son, I can help you. And for a moment, I thought that he was just going to, like, stab him again, even though he knows he's a Force ghost or a force of something. I don't know. He wasn't glowing. Han Solo was not glowing, so I don't really know what this was going into this. So Kylo Ren takes his lightsaber, throws into the water, and I don't know how he got off the planet. None of us knows how he got off the planet. I think later on you see like a TIE fighter that kind of like he flew to the Sith planet, but there were no TIE fighters in that scene that I remember. So I don't know how he got his hands on a TIE fighter. If anyone knows, please comment below. Cool. Anyways, getting back to the movie. So Rey, who has found the planet of the fifth planet. I forgot what they named it. Urgul or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. Anyways, I thought you could only get there, but she found this little thing that Kylo Ren had all along that somehow did not get burned in the ship, plugged it into her X-Wing, and flew off into the fucking planet. Meanwhile, leaving a trail for the Resistance to follow so they can stop this massive-ass fleet that Palpatine has resurrected. And I'm like, this is a really big-ass fleet. I'm like, dude, how long have you been here? You have this whole fleet this entire time? And he called it the Final Order. And so they're planning on going around just fucking blowing up planets because they got these planet-sized weapons. I don't know what's up with this dude and blowing up planets, but I think he gets off on it because every single fucking plan he has is fucking blowing up planets. We're gonna fucking blow up this planet. We're gonna blow up this fucking planet. We're gonna blow up this fucking planet. Before you know it, I mean, you're not gonna even have any planets to rule over. Like, you're just blowing them up for fucking shits and giggles now. You know, blow up Endor and all this other stuff. So she leaves a trail for the rest of the rebels to come find her. Meanwhile, she makes it in, sees Palpatine, and he's like, "You are my granddaughter." Oh, by the way, Kylo Ren knew that she was Palpatine's granddaughter. Nope, she's not a Solo. She's not a Skywalker. She's a fucking Palpatine. And I guess you're asking, well, who sucked Palpatine's shriveled up dick? I have no fucking clue. I have no idea about this family tree. As far as I'm concerned, her and Kylo Ren are cousins, and they make out at the end of this movie. There, I said it. Incest in the movie theaters is happening in this movie. Have fun with that, people. Enjoy. So, he's like, if you strike me down, the powers of the Sith will be within you. Then you will rule all over everything as Empress. And she's like, meh, I don't want to. And he's like, I am your family. And she's like, I don't care. It's cool. Yeah, my mother killed and my dad. That's cool. So apparently Palpatine had a son and his son had a daughter. And the parents knew that Palpatine was like, I'm going to get this little girl because I need the power of her, whatever, to do whatever I need to do to be immortal or whatever. I really didn't get the gist of that part. So then they were murdered because they hid Rey on Jakku. And I think they knew she was on Jakku, but nobody really went back to Jakku to go and be like, oh, well, this is where she hit her. Because clearly you can see the ship taking off with the person that killed them, and I'm like, you're on a planet that they hit their daughter. I'm pretty sure you can find where their fucking kid is. But, you know, she was just there for like 15 years, just chilling, eating bread and scavenging, and yeah, that's, I don't know. Going back to it. So she's like, no, I won't strike you down. La 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 la. And then he opens up the whole sky thing that's in the Death Star, and she sees like the rebels getting their asses kicked with these freaking big ass Star Destroyers. Meanwhile, fucking rebels are like riding horses on one of the Star Destroyers. I don't know how the fuck they got a whole fleet of horses on there, but honestly, I don't even know why that was even necessary, but they did it anyway. So, yeah, that's cool. So Rey is like looking at the people die, and she's like, "Oh God, I don't know what to do." And then like she's about to raise her lightsaber, and then Palpatine's like, "Do it, become more powerful than ever." And she's like, "Nope, I'm going to teleport my lightsaber to fucking Kylo Ren, who somehow got a TIE fighter to fight at this planet without having a beacon to lead him there." And yeah, so now he's here. He's all like good now, and he takes his lightsaber and he's fighting the other Knights of Ren, and he wins. And then he runs up to Rey, and then now they're both together facing off Palpatine. And Palpatine's like, "I'm going to steal your power." And then that's exactly what he does somehow, and gets all super strong again. He got his yellow eyes back, his wrinkles is not so big, he got his fingers back and all this shit like that, and he's like, "I will suffocate you." And then he pushes Kylo Ren into a ditch. Yep, Kylo Ren falls into a hole. Rey's unconscious, and Palpatine shoots some big ass lightning into the sky and starts disabling all the rebel ships. Everyone's dying, they're blowing up, and she's like, "Be with me." And then you start hearing the voices of like Anakin Skywalker, Luke, Leia. I think Mace Windu is in there like, "I'm Mace Windu, bitch. You better get up and fucking defend the Force. You a Jedi now, bitch. Get your ass up." And that's what he's like talking and shit like that. So all these voices are like pushing her to get up, and she gets up with her lightsaber. And Palpatine's like, "Yo, still alive." And he like shoots her with lightning. Grrr, and she just fucking deflects the lightning with her lightsaber. Yeah, because she's a fucking Palpatine and she can do whatever the fuck she wants, people. That's right. We finally know why she's so strong, because she's a Palpatine. She can do whatever she wants. So she's deflecting the lightning back at Palpatine. Palpatine's like how he looked like when he and Mace Windu was doing the exact same thing. And then she has Leia's lightsaber. Yeah, Leia had a lightsaber. I forgot to mention that. And she has two lightsabers now. And she does this little X cross and it's like, "Ha, motherfucker, I got you." And then the lightning like goes back to Palpatine and motherfucker just dies. Boom. Now, I guess most of you are saying that this is great. Palpatine is gone. But here's the thing. In the beginning, he was like, "Strike me down in your anger, and you will become more powerful than any Sith, and you will rule the galaxy." I don't know if that was hate she just killed him with, but it was very similar like hate, and none of that shit happened. So I really don't know. That's a huge plot hole in my thing. So anyways. But after all that fun stuff, Rey just fucking dies. She just drops the lightsabers, fucking kills over, boom, done, right? Then Kylo Ren, who fell into a hole, been climbing up this whole time, boom, 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 catches Rey. "Oh no, Rey." And then he decides that he's going to use his Force powers to bring Rey back. And she wakes up. "Ben." And then they fucking kiss. Mwah. And then twist. Ben Solo has been dead the whole time, a.k.a. Kylo Ren. Yeah, he's a fucking Force ghost. Fucking everybody's a Force ghost. You're a Force ghost. You're a Force ghost. Everybody's a fucking Force ghost in this movie. Yeah, let's kill off everybody and start over again. Fucking everybody's dead. Wait, what? Huh? Hold on, guys. I'm getting some new information. Wait, what are you talking? Oh. Huh. Boy, did I interpret that wrong. Apparently, Kylo Ren was not dead when he brought Rey back to life. Apparently, that's what killed him. That still fucking sucks. Anyways, moving on. So, yeah. Finn is still looking down at her, and dude, you've been friend zoned like this entire movie, bro. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, but you lost out to a ghost who is very well her cousin twice removed. But you have no shot. You better go with Rose Tico over there and, maybe tell her why you stopped me from killing myself in The Last Jedi. I could have ran like a fucking boss, but, I got to sit here and watch her fucking make out with a ghost as well as her potential second cousin twice removed or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't fucking know. So the movie kind of ends with Rey going back to Tatooine and seeing like Luke's old home. It's all buried and stuff. And she takes their lightsabers, Luke and Leia's lightsabers, wraps them up in a cloth, and then buries them by the house. And then she pulls out her lightsaber, turns it on, and it's a golden lightsaber. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. You're going to explain where you got a fucking golden kyber crystal? Because to my understanding, those are extremely rare. I couldn't even find one in The Force Unleashed, 1 or 2. But you just fucking have it. So she kind of made a lightsaber out of her staff. And yeah, that was it. And so at the end, you see like this lady comes by on some weird camel looking thing. She goes, "That place is ancient. No one has been around here for years. What is your name?" And she goes, "I'm Rey." And the lady goes, "Rey what?" And everyone in the theater at this point just fucking knows what she's about to say. So Rey looks out into the desert and sees Luke and Leia staring back at her as Force Ghosts. And honestly, it looks like a scene from fucking Passion of the Christ. It looks like Jesus and Mary standing right there. You can easily throw up something like Church of Latter-day Saints right next to their faces, and people who are not familiar with Star Wars would fall for it. That's how it looked. 100%. And so she looks back at the lady and she goes, "I'm Rey Skywalker." And I get up out of my seat and say, "Well, I'm skywalking the fuck up out of this theater. Good night, ladies and gentlemen." And that is the entire movie, folks. It was not the greatest Star Wars movie ever. I mean, even Forbes magazine is like, this movie fucking sucks. Twitter's bugging about it. There's a few people who like it. After the movie, me and my wife got into the elevator going up, and I asked these two, Star Wars people, and you can clearly, they have the symptoms of being Star Wars people, overweight, beard, hat, for some reason, it's fucking 2 degrees outside. They were in cargo shorts and shit like that. You guys like the movie? Oh, it was the greatest movie ever. Okay, this is my floor. I'm getting off right here. And yeah, so that is my take on The Last Jedi. Honestly, if Darth Jar Jar were to pop up and a Force Ghost of Anakin Skywalker, this 3 out of 10 would probably be 3.5 out of 10, honestly. Give my honest take. I may go see it again and get a different opinion on it, but at this point, what is the point? Guys, thank you guys for watching. I'm Real at Heroic Studios, and this has been my review on The Rise of Skywalker. Good night, everybody! Guys, I hope you liked this video. I'm not trying to do anything to bash of Rise of Skywalker. I just personally, I didn't like it. I didn't like the movie at all. I didn't like The Last Jedi. The Force Awakens was okay. And you gotta remember that in this day and age with social media like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, a lot of these opinions are subjective. So if you like the movie, great for you. Some of us didn't like the movie, and that's okay. But don't go into the comment section telling me why I should like The Rise of Skywalker, because I'm probably just gonna laugh at your comments. If you're like the really enraged Star Wars people who are like Rey defenders and all this other stuff, and they'll go into my comments and bash me for having an opinion about a movie, I'm going to simply like your comments, because I like doing that to smite people, because why not, right? If you watched Rise of Skywalker, tell me your thoughts on the movie. What stuck out to you? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Give me some reasons. I want to hear from you guys. Until next time, folks, I will see you around.